Hey, Chet's leaders, thanks for joining me for just a few minutes. If you missed our leadership night, hopefully this quick video will benefit you and kind of give you an update on what we covered last Sunday night. If you got the volunteer leader guide, make sure you've downloaded that first and pull that up on your screen or phone or whatever, or print it out or whatever you want to do to have it so you can kind of follow along. I'm not going to cover everything in there, but I want to hit the important points of our training and then help you understand a little bit about the temperament survey and why we had everyone do that. But our theme for Sunday night for this year is just be a day maker, helping be that person that makes students' day. And so we wanted to kind of quickly tell you kind of what does that mean? What does it mean to be a day maker? And it really just means that no matter what you do in the little bitty things, that you're the hands and feet of Jesus in your student's life, that you're that bridge that connects the gospel to them, that all the little small things that you do as a leader, that it's way more than just teaching a lesson, that all the small interactions, conversations, and the way that you serve them and their family bridges the gospel. And this idea behind it is that a glad heart makes a happy face in Proverbs 15:13. That the idea is just to be someone that makes your students' day. And so here's what we came up with. When you're a day maker, you understand two huge things when Jesus says the Son of Man came to serve but not to be served, is that it has two huge truths: service and sacrifice. That being a day maker means that you don't just lead students, you serve them, you serve their family. That it's not about just giving all this knowledge, but it's about actually leading them and serving them. And then when that happens, you take that mindset, like the late night text aren't as annoying, or the late night phone call when a girlfriend broke up with someone or whatever. It's not, it doesn't come in a way that like it bothers you because you're serving them. And the other one is being a day maker means that you do sacrifice. You sacrifice your time. You guys give up time on Sundays. You give up time studying for lessons. You give up energy to build relational moments with students, going to ball games, recitals, just reaching out for parents for coffee or whatever. It's a lot of sacrifice that goes into that. And all that really means is this, is that in moments where the gospel kind of came through and broke through, usually happened in moments where sacrifice happened. Like think of the kid that had the 5 loaves and 2 fish, right? He gave up what he had, and thousands of people were connected to the gospel that day through Jesus. And so that's an important part about what it means to be a day maker, that they're costly, service and sacrifice, but the treasure is well worth the trade. And so what we want to do is kind of give you 3 really quick ways that you can be a day maker in your students' lives. And many of you do this a lot, but just really fast, they're super simple. Number 1, smile. And all I want you to remember is that Proverbs, that a glad heart makes a happy faith. Faith, I can't even talk, but a glad heart makes a happy face. And so we want you to be that person that's the positive person in this kid's life. And when they walk in on a Sunday or a Wednesday or wherever you serve, they feel the positivity from you. When kids walk in, we never know what they're bringing in with us, right? They have all kinds of backstory. But when they see you, you're the smile that they see. If they're rude, you smile. If they roll their eyes, smile and be nice. If they complain about something, smile and be nice, and have that characteristic of a servant heart, to smile and put them first and be positive and be hospitable and selfless, because those things will combat the frustratedness that students can cause in your life. And that is so important, that students need that positive thing. The second thing is you not just smile, but you're aware. You're aware of what their surroundings are. You're aware of their needs, that you have your head kind of on a swivel and you're looking for students that are wallflowers, or looking for clues in their facial expressions or how they bring themselves into your group as to what's going on in their life. Also, you look for ways to solve their problems. You don't fix their problems, but you help them walk through things and give them helpful wisdom whenever they're going through issues. And then you don't just limit your impact to just 45 minutes on a Sunday, but remember that you're aware of students' lives Monday through Saturday on their social media, because that gives you the best read on really how their life is really going in a lot of ways. And so be aware of the things that they're doing, that they are. Because here's the thing. You can't be aware if you're not present. So be consistently involved in their life. And then the last thing is just to own your role. In other words, what you want to do is you want to be the difference between like why Trader Joe's and going into that store is completely different than going into a Dollar General or a Walmart. You want to be that type of person that when you go, people come to you for answers to find things. And so show up early, not just on time, but show up early and have conversations with students that you see. Be prepared. Don't just give them a quick lesson. And then be prayed up. Pray over these kids. They need it more than ever. And just have this attitude of, I get to do this. I don't have to do this. I get to do it. And so those are the three things that help you become a day maker. And the next thing I want to do is kind of help you understand why we have people do a temperament survey. And so if you didn't get to be there Sunday night and you didn't take it, we purchased these for you. So we really want you to take it because we spent $15 a volunteer for you to take it. And so I hope you'll take about 10 minutes out of your day, click the link that's in the email, and go take the temperament survey. And here's what it does. It helps you understand your communication style, because your communication does matter. Your words matter, and how you carry your words carries a lot of weight, and the tone in your voice and how you do that. And so there's 4 different types of communication styles. I'm not going to go into the whole Greek history background of that. You can look at that in your notes, but basically we call them red, yellow, blue, and green. And you have 2 styles that are very extroverted as far as like kind of out there, and then you have 2 styles that are very introverted, and then you have styles that are people oriented and styles that are task oriented. And so instead of me trying to explain what all those are, you can look at the notes that are in the volunteer leader guide. But what we really want you to do is we want you to take that survey and then understand that you have a primary temperament, and you may have 1 or 2 secondary temperaments, and those, they show up in how you talk to people, and maybe in different settings they just show up a different way. But what we wanted you to do is, as you did that, you began to learn something about you and how you communicate and how you have certain needs and certain words that you need to hear. And we'd love for you to look at the Volunteer Leader Guide, and there's a section that shows your strengths and weaknesses, and begin to learn what those are about yourself. And then also see the part that talks about building up and tearing down words, because those are things that as you go through your life group, look at your kids, and yes, they're not taking an assessment, but you can probably, once you kind of learn about these 4 types of temperaments, begin to look at your kids and go, I think they're a yellow, or I think they're a red, or a blue. And the good thing is that you can kind of begin to make that assumption about them by their own communication style that you see in them, and it helps you know how to give them words that build them up instead of saying things in a way that might actually tear them down. And so it's a super helpful thing. Plus, if you're married, take it home and look at it and talk to your spouse about it, about how you communicate, so they understand the words that you need that build you up and the words that tear you down, and then how you can communicate with them in the same way. And so it's a super intriguing and helpful thing. We hope that you'll take the time to do that. We're sorry that you missed out on the leadership night, but we're glad that you maybe take about 7 or 8 minutes to watch this video. Thank you guys for loving students. Take a look at the stuff in the volunteer guide. We hope it's helpful. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me or call me or any of our campus leaders, and we'll be glad to sit down and have coffee with you, talk to you about it, or if there's things that you want to go further with or you're interested in, we're happy to do that with you. Thanks for loving on students, and we'll talk to you soon.